and welcome to my Eternals review. So, I saw Eternals for the first time like a week and a half ago now, I want to say. But I kind of just got here, and I want my turn, so I'm taking it. Honestly, in the war of whether Eternals is good or bad, I am on the side that it was good. I do not think it's great. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's good. I do think that some of the arguments are valid. Like some of the characters really don't have any character traits. Like Ajak. When I found out she died, it was like, oh, okay, all right. And then Gilgamesh died, and I was like, oh, okay. And then Makari, I didn't really care about all that much. Yeah, but those three in particular stand out as being kind of bland to me. But the others, I think they can use some work, but they're not as bad as everybody says they are. And I should mention, I wasn't, like, super hyped for this movie, but I was pretty excited. I thought it would be pretty cool. I thought it would be pretty decent, but it wasn't legendary or anything. But, yeah, I think my favorite Eternal was definitely Druig, which is definitely going to be controversial. But I don't know, just like his demeanor, how he acts, and his voice, like he just seems interesting. And I think his stance on going rogue and not like agreeing with the Eternals makes sense. So yeah, I just like Druig the most out of all of them. Ajak is actually, I think Makari is probably my least favorite, but at least she survived, so she'll probably get a little bit more development in the future. But right now, I just don't have any interest in Makari as a character. But I did think it was very interesting to see Phastos in his personal life, and he's like the second or third gay character in the MCU, which is cool. I hope they keep introducing that. And on the subject of that, this movie was super good with representation. It had a black character who was also gay. It had the Gilgamesh's actor. It had Makari's actor. Sorry, I don't know very many ethnicities. It had a little bit of, I want to say, Indian representation there with Kingo. It had plenty of women. Even had a child in the main cast. It was really good with representation, and I think that was great. The Deviants, let's talk about the Deviants for a second, specifically Crow. I do think that in the overall story, they were pretty useless. Like, Crow did not need to be in the final battle. And I think their place in the story is kind of questionable towards the end. I just think they should have left Crow out of the final battle and, like, saved him for an upcoming future film. But what am I gonna do, right? So, yeah. I did think Icarus's death was kind of weird. Like, he didn't need to die, but he died anyway. Like, he just kills himself for no reason. But, yeah. That's so. I think that the movie was interesting, to say the least. I think it was great for world building. I think the post-credit scenes were awesome. I remember I was sitting there, like, jaw-dropping at the appearance of Pip the Troll and Eros, which are from the Infinity Gauntlet comic, which I'll probably talk about at some point. And then Blade being in the second post-credit scene was also awesome. And I can't wait to see more from the Eternals, mostly because I want to see more exploration into their characters, like who they are, specifically with characters like Makari and Thena. Like, I think they could use a little bit more. I remember, I did get it spoiled to me that there were a couple of traitors. However, I did not know who. So I was very surprised to find out that it was Icarus and Sprite, of all characters. I thought that my most expected to be the traitor to be Druig. Like, as soon as I saw the trailer, so I was like, Druig feels like he could betray them at some point. but he didn't, surprisingly, which is great because I like Druig a lot. But yeah, I was not expecting Icarus to turn on them, but I do think that was a little bit weird. Let's talk about the Superman reference for a second. This does not mean that Superman is actually in the MCU. Okay, it's just a reference to the DC Comics existing in the MCU, and Superman is part of DC Comics. He's not a living being in the MCU like everyone's saying he is. So, I just wanted to get that cleared up. I don't know if that'll do anything, but whatever. I do think that it was very interesting to find out what their powers were, because I did see a video, so I did know some of their powers, but there were some that I was still a little bit confused about, like Gilgamesh and Sprite and Ajax, but yeah. Overall, I think the Eternals film was pretty good. I think I give it an 8 out of 10. Not perfect, but it was pretty good. I liked it. I probably will watch it again at some point, and will probably not think it's as good as I do now. But this is my current opinion, a week and a half after seeing it, so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Eternals. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later.